Hey,
Hello, and
hello.
welcome to the Stubzcast, the content creator hub podcast where Stubbs talks to other content creators such as YouTubers, bloggers, vloggers, and anyone who is deemed a content creator. It's about the journey into content creation and sharing tips and tricks. And that's what it's all about. This week I've got Ybot plays like a bot all the way from Australia. How are you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. It's early here in the morning, but I'm glad and I'm honored to be on your podcast, mate. I really, really am. It's a great pleasure.
No, the honor is all mine.
You're too kind. You're too kind, my friend. You're too kind.
So, we're live. Definitely it says we're live.
It says
Sorry
I can
about.
see it here. Yeah.
So, how are things in Australia at the minute? Because on the news for quite a few months, I've seen heartbreaking scenes. Were you affected by it or not? Or do you know?
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
Yeah.
Look, where I live, Sydney's quite a bushy area. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't realise that. And
I didn't know that.
well, where I live, it's right near a national park, mate, and it's not far from the heart of the city. So I'm very
That's
blessed
not
that
good.
way.
Oh,
To try and explain to people how bad bushfires are and how quickly they can be in this country, our trees are designed to burn, and every 5 years, it's a known fact that our bush regenerates from fire. So our eucalyptus trees, their oil, the heat builds up, and they sort of like explode, and their embers spread, and their seed spreads, and it goes across the bush. So if you live amongst that, you'd be surprised how quickly fires come by, and it affected us deeply in Sydney. The amount of smoke and burning happening there. I work right on the harbour sometimes. I couldn't even see the harbour or the harbour bridge. I've never had that. It was worse than fog. It made a lot of people sick. The fires were intense. They were scary. It was, and I don't know if people know. So I can't really say what my job is, but I work for a zoo. I can't tell you exactly what zoo. I can't mention its name for other reasons. But I love my animals, as you do working in the zoo, and I have to say, seeing the koala, my favorite animal, suffer as much as it did to almost the brink of extinction at times, certainly in some areas, it's heartbreaking. And then this is what really freaks people out is within seriously a month, we've had major storms and wind.
I seen that.
Mate, look, okay, if I could share you a picture, across where I live, we've got like a park, right? So about a month ago, it was brown, right? Brown as the grass wasn't growing. It looked like it was a lawn from Chernobyl. If you have a look at it now, you need a machete to get through it because it's just growing back. Yeah.
That's going quick. Well, I suppose with all the rainwater, it will.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't win over there. It's either too hot or you got too much rain.
Yeah.
You can't win. You can't get it right.
Tell me about as a gamer, staying indoors on the smoky days was great, but when the storm hit, it knocked out my internet, mate, and it hammered this state. And people without power for up to people without power for up to a month and a half. Seriously,
I couldn't think how that would be like to live. Because you think you need electric for everything. So you washing everything?
Yeah, food. Just families with food, mate. All that food thrown out. So it's Sydney's weather and Australian weather has been absolutely crazy. We've had the worst drought on record. Suddenly, okay, so we got give you an idea. We have what we call Warragamba Dam, which supplies most of water to Sydney.
Okay,
it was below 40% at peak, and basically full, right, of water. And it's getting to the point where the bottom part of the water wasn't clean and all this stuff. Everybody's worrying. Less than 2 weeks later, it's up to 85% now because of the amount of rain we've had. So
wow, that's insane.
Mate, I don't know I haven't got all the stats or anything, but I can tell you it's been a crazy weather year. In the last 8 months has been absolutely insane in this country. So that in itself is it's hard to fathom, mate. It really, really is.
I seen it a while back, and I noticed a lot of the media were trying to pretend it wasn't happening in Australia. They weren't reporting on it, and it was like a blackout. I don't know if it was happening in Australia as well, but there was some kind of. I don't know why they were pretending it weren't happening. It annoyed me because there was big countries like America did send firefighters over in the end. There's big nations that could just go over and help you, you know what I mean? But they done it at the end, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I think the problem and look, you can call me conspiracy theorist or whatever, but our current prime minister, whether I like him or not, he's been put in a difficult situation. Our politics has been a joke in the last few years, but I think a lot of media wanted to protect him, Fox News and people like that, and
right.
they just wanted to dumb it down. They didn't want to create panic because on the business side of things, because you
Yeah.
got to look at it this way, it can affect our economy here. We rely a lot on tourism, so there is that as well. I mean, they probably didn't want to say don't come to Australia because
That's probably it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
and that's the
That is
big
one
part of.
country I'd love to visit one day. Is Australia.
Oh
You know,
man, well,
it will
look,
happen one day. You know,
it's part of the monarchy.
Yeah.
Look, I've only been to England myself once, yeah, and I was only there for 2 or 3 days. So it's
Yeah,
not
we're
really
a
visiting the
dot compared
country.
to you. I think,
Yeah.
to be honest, we are. Yeah.
No, I like
Yeah.
London. I was only in London. I like to see more of your countryside, but here, yeah, well, look, as you now know, it's been a tough year for Australia. I think we've had a lot of awareness, which has been great from everywhere across the globe, saying we can help you out with the fires and so forth. But now the coronavirus is really affecting Australia. I mean, if anybody knows, the
yeah.
Chinese love to come to Australia, and that's awesome. We've had that good relationship with them for years, but it's been very tough for our government. And this is what I try and say to people, whether you like our current Prime Minister or not, you got to understand what he's just done for the last couple of weeks has not been nice, saying that we're banning people from China coming to Australia. We're not banning them. We're just withholding the flights week in, week out. And it's affecting the economy. So
I think, I don't know, I might be wrong. I think America's doing something like it. I'm not sure, but they're just taking precautions, that's all.
Exactly, and we
It's
are
like
too.
in Britain, like there's a population of 60 million, but we've only had 15 cases.
Wow.
It's not as the outside of China and in Europe, it's not a big the deal they're talking about. It's not, although it seems like a global pandemic. You look at the populations and people actually been diagnosed with it. They're very low. I know China numbers sounds big, but what, they got a population of 1 billion or more?
Well,
It's
this is the
insane.
thing about China. You can never really trust the numbers that come out of Beijing, really, can you?
Exactly. But anyway, it's all crazy. Anyway, so
yeah,
you want to let people know who you are and what you do, just
sure.
for the people
Okay.
that don't know.
All right. Okay. So basically, 7 years ago, I'm just going to tell it straight. I was a bit of a lull in my life. I was a bit bored. I've always played video games, always loved video games. And I had a friend of mine, or an acquaintance, you can say, a friend of mine, just say, hey, you know what? You are a pretty confident guy. You're a good talker. Why don't you get into the whole YouTube gaming thing? And he opened up the whole world to me to this. And I started watching YouTube rather than mainstream TV. I still do watch YouTube more over mainstream TV because some of the content on there. And so I dabbled in it. Now, my internet wasn't the best, Stubs. I mean, it'd take me a 10-minute video would take me 3 to 4 hours to upload. Now it takes me
not great, but I've got fiber now, but it's depending on, so say it's a full Gears video like you do. It still could take me hours to do it, and I've got 60 meg up and 60 meg down, like 10 or 15 up.
Right.
Yours is probably better than that,
Well, yeah, because I pay a good price, but it's worth it. So I've got about 90 in peak. I've got about 90 megabits down, 35 gigabits up. The 35 to 40 stays the same. So now it takes me less than 10 minutes and the video's up and ready to go. So
that's really good.
Oh mate, I the first time I did, I went, nah, BS. I can go home and mow the lawn and paint the next door neighbor's house before the next one goes up. And this one, it was like stroof, mate. I was like, wow. So I haven't gone too hard on the YouTube channel at the moment because predominantly I started from Gears of War. I wasn't the best multiplayer player. I was really bad. And if you go to my channel, you can watch all the old videos. I've done over 1,000 videos. And this is the thing, because I love doing YouTube. I love the responses. I love talking to people and the community. I get gamers more than I get most other people. I think gamers get me more than most other people do as well.
Definitely. I get you.
Yeah. And the Gears of War thing was a real, I'm just going to put it out, it was a real growing thing for me because I'm a rather large person. And I found in the gaming world, they weren't afraid to tell you what they thought of you or how you were crap. And people at the same time have not intimidated to give you the right advice and constructive criticism. So I did Gears of War for many, many years. Gears of War 3 up to Gears of War 4 and all that kind of judgment and so forth. And it was pretty successful. I mean, in my view, it was because I've always never aimed for too high. I always only wanted 250 subs. I've always only wanted, just a if I was getting 20 views a video, I was happy with it. But what I really always wanted to do was stream. And I don't know why, but I always wanted to do that because I think that's where my forte is, and it's streaming's not as easy as everybody makes it out to be. That's another subject in itself.
Yeah, you're right. You are.
But
yeah,
we can. Yeah, we'll touch on that next one, mate, because this is the thing. Everybody thinks it's easy to do. It's not. You got to find the right people to play with. You got to have the right mood. And if you're like me, Stubbs, you come back from a hard day's work, you're not as energetic as you would be. You know
that's
what I mean?
why I've not got many gaming videos out recently. Because my channel, they go on BG4G Hub's YouTube channel now, not on my actual channel. I'm part of that that website now. That's just there's a community of gamers. We all put videos on there, or if you want to put videos on there, it's a good site. It is, but I'm not do as many videos as you say. You come back from work and you can't be asked, basically.
Well, and look, you got to think of the right subject. I mean, I don't write a script or anything, and people say, how do you do commentaries? I said, it just comes off the top of my head. You got to find the right subject and do that. Now, that's where I think, reaction videos are so easy to do. And most of my highest viewed videos, one of my highest viewed videos is a reaction video, but that was on a subject that I touch on, like Titanfall 2 or Gears of War, things like that. I don't stray because, reaction videos, mate, they are the easiest things to do because, as you and I know, it's a great Aussie in an English background and pastime. It's called taking the piss.
Exactly.
Taking the piss out of somebody is easy. It can be good for a laugh, but boy, if that's what your channel is set on, I don't know. There's ways of doing it well, of course. Don't get me wrong. Some of these people do it really, really well and really, really classy, but the majority of people just do it because they think it's, whatever. And I'm not that. I'm not for the easy view. I'm not for the drama. So I went for the hardship of gameplay and copping criticism for that. I did 1v1s for quite a while, and I never won one on video, but I put it up, and that gave me a lot of respect because, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I got a lot of respect from the Gears of War community, and I won't lie. I think I've probably met some of the best gamers, particularly in Gears of War. One of them in particularly is probably the best Gears of War player, I would say, in the Southern Hemisphere by a mile. Now he doesn't play much anymore because the way Gears of War has gone, it's pathetic because people like him got punished for being skillful. And if you know Gears of War, forget the gritty story. When it came to multiplayer, Gears of War was very unforgiving and was all about skill and tactics. And if you wanted to do well, particularly in their objective game types, you had to communicate. And, and that's why Gears and Halo are still quite profound in the gaming world. It's the known fact that Xbox gamers that have played Halo and Gears have been better at multiplayer than the average PlayStation player who hasn't played so much multiplayer.
Well, it's true because it's more. People tell me there's no skill in playing Gears and Halo, and there is, rather than run and gun COD.
Well, there's skills in any multiplayer game you play, right? There is, and I'm not having a shot at Sony people here and there, but we've had that little bit more of multiplayer experience. The stats came out with Destiny. Destiny was a classic. Now, I had a hard time with Destiny. I had a hard time with Titanfall. But I learned over the years, and with Destiny, when the stats came out, they said Xbox gamers were about 5 to 10% better than PlayStation players. Now, I think that's totally swapped now. So I think you can throw that theory out because PlayStation, it's a great system. Don't get me wrong. It's got great games. It's awesome, but it just lacked a bit of that multiplayer. And when I say just a bit, it did. Now they got the Call of Duty, and it's really launched into such a major franchise now, the Call of Duty, which I watch. I watch a lot of competitive Call of Duty. I think it's awesome to watch. Forget what you think of Call of Duty. The competitive side of it is getting done professionally right now as we speak, particularly this year. It's really at a turning point. It's tune in and see how it is and see how these professional players.
Is it really though? Because Optic Gaming, 100 Thieves, all the biggest organisations have pulled out of Call of Duty.
Well, they couldn't afford it, mate. They couldn't afford it. It was 25 million to enter.
It's going a bit far though, isn't it? For competitive, it's going too far.
Well, when you look at League of Legends, even Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, mate, there's big bucks in that, mate. Big bucks.
Oh, I know there is.
Hello, back in the day, but like the thing with Call of Duty, it's all about brands and marketing. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Call of Duty brings that. You look at Mountain Dew and Doritos every year in America, and you watch eBay not long after, people selling the codes from them for the latest Call of Duty game. That's huge. You don't hear about that in mainstream media, but it's huge. It creates money. And what people got to understand, and I love telling people this story here, and somebody who's going to make a comment in your video about this later on, but YouTube itself owes video gamers more than most.
No,
if it wasn't
you're
for the
right.
video gaming community, YouTube wouldn't have got to where it did.
It's like
You know what I mean?
Nade Shot. Nade Shot's a prime example.
Optic are a prime example. Optic Hex was one of the first people to realize you can make $2 US from every 1,000 views of a video. Seriously, read the Optic book. You know, and that's why I don't care. It's a game of Call of Duty. I love the fact that he was a gamer. I love the fact that his wife supported him, and even more so, I love the fact that the gamers he got and how he started it from where it is to where it is now. And he lost that business. Like, if you don't know the tragic story, man, he got kicked off Optic. He doesn't own it anymore. He got slightly bought out.
Yeah, you know,
but he's come back, mate, now, because the Chicago Huntsmen, which he's managing, are on the top. They are the team to beat, mate. And he's
a genius, though, isn't he? The bloke really is.
Oh,
he doesn't get enough credit, really, for it. And if it weren't for him, Nade Shot wouldn't be where he is now.
Or Scumpy.
Because everyone goes about Ninja, but Nade Shot was the first YouTube kind of gaming star celebrity.
Well, he's the first one to be sponsored by Red Bull, and it was Optic Flamesword was the first gamer to be put on the can. Now, Optic Flamesword, see, this is what I love about Hex, right? Optic Flamesword was coming from the Halo scene, and the Halo scene was dying. And he was into health and fitness. So Mike, whose name is Flamesword, went over to be sort of like the life and the coach for the Optic team. And you can see the team. They did all right in that year, but you can see the team, like you said, the Nade Shot and that. You can see how they changed. And that's Hex. That's Hex thinking well ahead, you know? And people, you owe yourself a favor to watch Scumpy, Optic, or Hex. Just look up Hex. You owe yourself as a gamer just to watch and listen to their story and see how they are. Particularly Hex, how he handles the media, how he handles people. It's unreal. Like, the guy is, and he's, way up here for me. Way up here for me in the gaming world. And we as gamers, regardless of what platform you play, it's people like him that make gaming to where it is today. And Ninja would say that. I mean, Ninja used to be a professional Halo player. So
he did. A lot of people don't realize that.
No, and look, and this whole I love the debate between PC and console players, mate. I really, really do. And I'm gonna point out to people here once again. You watch Scumpy go from console to PC, he annihilates mostly PC players. I don't know what it is. The other one is Pomage. The Call of Duty community, I get a lot of fun from. I mean, I think people like FaZe Pomage, FaZe Dirty. I mean, the FaZe clan itself, as immature you can see it, they're probably one of the smartest organizations on the planet when it comes to gaming. And they've been able to buy into this new Call of Duty World League and still keep their name, and it's still known as FaZe. Whereas every other team, they've had to change their name and they can't be who they are. They've had to go through different names.
I didn't know
you
that.
got to look it up. So FaZe Atlanta is meant to keep their name. So as a business, it goes back to FaZe. So that Optic you're talking about, the Optic which is on there, which is not the real Optic, and everybody knows that, that Optic, that money goes back to the franchisee, whereas FaZe, who's paid a lot of money for the franchisee or whatever the company is, they're still making money from their products, mate. Not bad for a bunch of teenagers, eh?
No, it's not. No.
They became millionaires as teenagers, so I think they've done quite well over the years.
Definitely. I stopped watching a lot of the Call of Duty stuff that I did. I don't even own the last Call of Duty I think I bought was, I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I pulled away from it. Call of Duty. I did.
Look. So, okay, after Gears 3, every Gears of War game that came after that was getting worse and worse. And Gears of War 5, they couldn't have killed the franchise quicker. It's been pointed out countless times that the main reason people went and started playing Gears of War was the skill. And you got rewarded for being a skillful player. It was hard work. And there's ways to beat wall bouncers and stuff like that. Gears of War 4 comes out, they slow it down. Gears of War 5 comes out, they punish. If you're a good player, if you can wall bounce, they punish you. They slow down the movement and everything. And they put this ridiculous reticle in there. And the connection is just shy.
Yeah.
It's killed the community down here. It's killed all the friends I had. It's a joke.
I find Gears... The way I see Gears 5 is... Right, let's handle this issue with Gears 4 Season Pass.
Oh my God.
They've not implemented the Season Pass in number 5. So they have microtransactions in the game. There's over £1,000 worth of microtransactions since the game has launched. And everyone says, "Oh, the season pass is gone," but what was it a good idea to get rid of it? You know,
Well,
it was before, but the way it is now, you see what I mean? It's literally they want more money out of you.
yeah. Oh, look, we know that.
You know,
Look, my most viewed video ever on YouTube is "The Season Pass Sucks." It's a very simple title, and it just goes through why it's the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen, and it drives me up the wall because Rob Ferguson, he's now left them. He's now flown the coop. He's going off to somewhere else. He's working for League of Legends or something like that, and I was just blown away by how he could just handle gears like he did, and. The funny thing is, I follow Cliffy B. If you don't know who Cliffy Belzinski is, you should look him up. He's one of the most eccentric people in the gaming world. Very outspoken. Yeah. I think he's an amazing individual. I don't care what anybody says. What he's done for computers and gaming on this planet, he's like Optic Hex, mate. He's way up there. He's a freak of nature, and he's great. And, of course, unfortunately, with freaks of nature, sometimes they speak their mind, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's offered to help with the franchise as a consultant, not to work, but
if they offered him enough cash, he would, mate. I can assure you.
I don't think it's the cash for him. I'm being brutally honest here, mate, because when they released Unreal Tournament Edition, if you follow him on Twitter and so forth, and you understand the guy's had a few mental issues, right? And he was talking about how he's preparing to propose the sale to Microsoft. And look, let's be brutally honest here, mate. It was the Xbox 360. When you saw that Mad World clip for Gears of War, you wanted to buy that console. So Gears of War and Halo, Microsoft owe a lot to, right? They do, particularly Gears of War. And they didn't plan to throw Halo off the throne, but they did. That game was, and still to this day, to witness that, to play it, not even online, but play the campaign over and over again, is a work of art, mate. That should go to the Louvre. They should be in every art gallery in every city, mate.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm going to admit I have the Halo Chief Master Collection and Halo 5, and I have not even completed number 1 yet.
Oh, look.
Halo.
Hey, look, we can talk about campaign playing later on. That's a good subject in itself, because I'm not going to judge you for that, brother. I'm not going to judge you for that. But the thing was, so that game came out, and it was the mechanics, and of course, as gamers do, and they always will, they find a broken mechanic. I'm not too sure if any of you listeners know this, but the wall bounce is what made Gears of War popular, and it was a mechanic they worked out. When you slide into cover, you can quickly bounce off, and you basically bounce off the wall, and you got an advantage on your opponent with the shotgun, right? The Nasher.
Yeah.
And so to break it down, you use the assault rifles to get you into cover, but then you're getting close with the Nasher and wipe you out. Now, the Australian community down here, particularly Gears of War 3, they got really aggressive with the Nasher. They hardly ever use the Lancer. Now, I'm going to name some gamers here straight off the bat, people I know here. Definitely for my brother, all my brothers is over across the pond in New Zealand. Freestyle Rhyme, Lushies, definitely New Zealand Killer Beasts. Those three, particularly back in the day, and if they still practice just as hard, they could whip most people's asses without a shadow of a doubt. And then in Australia, by far, probably the most tactical, harshest player you could ever play against was a guy called Elder Succubus. And his tactical mindset when it came to Gears of War, I think there's a video online. You're going to have to try and go back and find it. It's called Valentine's Day 2v2. And his tactics and the way he was, his mindset, really good. And add that to a strong competitive side and skill. You're effed, mate. There's nothing you can do. You might as well just turn your Xbox off if you wanted to, try and beat him. I'm being serious here, mate. And if these guys train just as much as the Yanks, 100% they'd win. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. Australian gamers are up there, mate. We are up there. And the proof is in Paris Legion. 3 Australian players. Shocks, Dens and Liquo, I think Lima or whatever it is. They're coming third now. They're coming third. Last year, they couldn't train as much, and they were coming way down in the support bill for Call of Duty. Now they're up there. They're coming third, mate, and closely third. So that tells you the ability is here, and so we've got a bit of a competitive side in this. And so anyway, that was that. But those plays which made the game fun, made you a better gamer.
Yeah.
When Gears 4 and they came out, they were punished, and they don't play anymore. They don't.
No, I do know the connection. I need to try Gears. I'll be honest, I've not played it in about 2 months.
Same.
I stopped playing it.
Same.
What a lot of the problem was, the connection was all right. I know the connection in Australia is terrible from when you tell me.
Oh, yeah.
It's well, in ranked, your divisions.
Mm-hmm.
You get dropped. Basically, you all start off on bronze tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone's getting dropped in there. There's Onyx, there's Masters. People are getting dropped in the wrong divisions, and you're playing with far better players than you would ever would do. Because I don't often get messages. I got this. I was having a bad game. The problem is, it looked like all the players were better than me in the game. Play social. Yeah, I got a message saying play social.
Oh,
I actually put it on Twitter, because I weren't happy. His message, and I had over 2,000 people look at that message.
Well,
it was like play social.
Yeah, the thing is, right?
How can you get better if you don't play?
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you, mate, but the reason that is because not many people are playing it anymore. So when you're playing ranked, when they would have had the ranks in a better selection, they don't have that anymore. So they're just throwing everybody in there. Secondly, the Gears of War community is probably the harshest by far.
That's the first harsh message I've ever had, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've had death threats, everything, all sorts of stuff thrown at me when it came to Gears of War. Mate, the COD's got nothing on Gears of War. They used to back in the day, but nothing like Gears. Now the community right across the country, right across the planet, I should say, are split because you got these players now that use the Lancer, and the Lancer basically doesn't have bullet drop, so people are getting knocked down in 2 seconds flat. And then on top of that, I've got living proof that if you're on PC, you dominate. Now, regardless of what the connection is like, you dominate over Gears of War 5. So I'm not going to mention the individual's name here, right? He's suddenly got a PC, and he's doing all right. And he wasn't a bad playing Gears of War 3. Trust me, he wasn't bad. Way better than me, which is not hard at times. But he was really good at Gears of War 3, right? No issue. He was a fun guy to play with. He's now in Gears of War 5. And he dominates, and he's getting way too cocky. And the only way he's dominating is because he's on PC. Now, at first, I didn't believe it till one of my close Gears friends got a PC as well, and he just sent out a picture in our group chat saying, "Mate, this is BS. Look at my connection, and look how much I've whipped these fools." He goes, it's not fun. It's ridiculous." And that's what's killing it as well, because when I go to Modern Warfare, where they have crossplay and PC, the only advantage PC players have a real advantage over you is 2v2. And, mate, some of my players can give them a run for their money on console. So, you know what I mean? Like, and the difference is one third person, the other one's first person. So, I don't know what it is with Gears of War, but they've totally tried to make it too user-friendly. I think they launched it way too early. I haven't even
I think they got it out the door. They were told, you've got to have this ready. I mean, I scored it a 9 out of 10, but that was based off the campaign, not off if I knew all them problems, I wouldn't have given it a 9 out. The campaign is very good, I think, but a lot of people don't like it because it's got a female lead, so a lot of people don't like that.
And they can drop that BS. You look at the earlier, you got to read the books and the backstory.
I have.
Yeah, well, I mean, my favorite character is Bernie, and she taught Marcus and Dom how to be basically full-on soldiers, and she's a tough character. So that's. Cut that BS out, I mean, look, everybody knows there are women in their life tougher than half their mates. And I'm not saying that because I'm an SJW. I just know that for pure facts, mate. I mean, my ex, I wouldn't mess with her. She's stronger than most of the guys I know. And so, women are powerful, boys. Just accept it, marvel in it. Don't get it angry. Be nice to those ladies. No, I'm being serious. So, yeah, of course you can have strong female characters, man. I've always loved strong female characters. When I play my favorite RPG, which my dream is to do another replay of that on stream, is Mass Effect series, mate. Anybody who's never played 1, 2, and 3 Mass Effect, I don't care what platform it is, do yourself a favor. Go back, get those games, and replay them. You will be blown away by the story, the immensity and all the side missions and everything to it, the music, the feel, particularly when you go to Mass Effect 2 and 3. And you can, in the beginning there, you can choose to be a male character or a female character. Man, like, I always choose a female character because you're looking at that ass for hours on end. I'd rather be looking at the female's butt than the male's butt.
I have noticed online that online you're playing Versus, there is more people using female characters.
Yeah, well, there's a theory behind that. So it's like for Titanfall and Gears, it's a definite proven theory. There are small hitboxes on the characters. Titanfall, it's because they're definitely smaller hitboxes and they seem to move a little bit quicker. It's they don't, but they seem to. So it puts people off when they're shooting you 1v1. And you'll notice a lot of your fast-moving players on runners on Titanfall, which is another great game. I haven't played too much of it recently, but I have to say that that's a side subject. But I'm just saying the female characters are small hitboxes, and they seem to have a major effect on them, particularly in Apex.
And Terminator.
Oh my god, I can't stand that Terminator, mate. It's like a fucking toaster, and it's so loud. You know, I mean, the footprints on that thing, like, look, some of the ideas of Gears 5 are good, but they need to really nerf the Lancer, and they need to up the Nasher to be a little bit more accurate, and it might be good, but they're not, because there's another thing as well, the movement. You can't wall bounce as much as you wanted to, and they shouldn't punish people for that, because to this day, I still can't wall bounce nowhere near as good as other people. And that doesn't mean I've got a big disadvantage.
I'm not very good at doing it.
You get dyslexia if you do it, mate. Seriously, you get dizzy if you try and do it too much.
But you watch some people have been playing years, and they do it without trying. They?
Look, I think this is one of the favorite stories I tell people here, right? So Gears of War players always know they're the ones always doing the weird shit in the background. I don't care what people say, they are, because they always want to see if the mechanic is broken, if they can abuse it. It's a Gears thing, If it ain't broken. And so years ago, there's a guy I met online called Devil's Chi, whatever. He's still probably the closest friend I've got online, period, right? He really is. He helped me with YouTube, and he was in the States, and he had family over here. And we had a thing called EB Expo. Now, EB is like GameStop or whatever over here, and I went along to it, right? Because the first Titanfall was coming out, and we were going to be able to play it, okay? So I went along, of course, right? Because I wanted to play Titanfall. It was a bit like Call of Duty. It looked awesome. It was an Xbox One exclusive, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, G got my number ages ago because he said if I come to Australia, and I never believed him. I thought he's talking BS. Well, anyway, I got a text from him say, Ybot, it's G, where are you? And I was in the, basically in the expo, and we started sending messages and said I'm next to they had a tank from Russia there for I think it was Battlefield 3. Anyway, he was there and we met up. We had a great chat, and it was awesome to meet him in person. And then we went and lined up to get into Titanfall to play it, right? It took us 3 hours to get in to get the game. Now, they had developers from the game. And they had marketing. They really got you pumped up because you've been waiting there for ages to get in. But when they got you in, they pumped you up in the room. They told you basically what it was like and what it did. Now, Respawn, if you don't know people, they were heavily involved with Advanced Warfare. At the time of them doing the first Titanfall, they were being sued by Activision, the biggest gaming and ruthless company on the planet at the time.
Yeah, they were.
And the only reason Respawn was still able to function was because of Phil Spencer and Xbox. I don't care what anybody says. It's a known fact, right? They could have marketed the game a lot better. But anyway, at the end of the day, I don't care about that because it's made Respawn, which are an amazing company, right? These guys are good. Respawn are awesome. They deal with the community better than most. Their games launch highly successful than most. So we lined up. We get in there, and I can see why they did, by the way, because this whole processing, they really wanted to know what people thought of the game. Now, I'm sitting there, and so you've got your Astro headsets on, you got the wire controller, and you got the screen in front of you, and there's no lag, and you're playing LAN. So for somebody like me, it's another world. We were playing, right? And I'll never forget, right? We were playing, and I was coming second last because I was blown away how the sound and everything. But I looked across, and there was Chi. And Chi, who got top of the lobby, Chi had two developers looking behind him going, what the hell is this kid doing? He was wall bouncing. He was wall bouncing in the air, everything he could do. And he got something like 22 kills and 1 death, right?
Wow.
First time we got the game. And the first thing he did, and they asked him, was he looked at the settings and he changed the settings a little bit. And they started chatting to him and stuff like that because he used to manage a team and he knows a bit about competitive gameplay. But he's just one of those people that's just got that, put a game in front of him, man, he's got to ace it. And it's the Halo and Gears of War, which is what made people like Chi who they are. And the developers just like, what's that? And he goes, oh, and they looked at his t-shirt and it had Gears of War and they were like, okay. And they used the term wall bouncing. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So it's known right across. And so it was just interesting. And it was one of the best moments in my whole YouTube gaming thing to see a guy that I spent many hours playing Gears of War 3 and Halo and Black Ops. So he got me into COD. He got my confidence up in COD.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So basically 90% of the COD movement you see here in my gameplay, I owe to the clan I used to be a member of, the Filthies, and Chi, and the Gears community. Period.
Isn't that still going?
Filthies, the Filthy clan. I don't know what the story was there. So the Filthies are an Australian clan, if you don't know people, and basically run by two brothers, Cells and Fingers. And Fingers, well, he hasn't been playing for a while because he got drunk over not long ago and jumped a fence and broke almost every bone in his body. Young fella. He was number 2 for Halo Reach in Australia. And they got me into the competitive Titanfall 1 through Cybergamer. And I was shit. But the tips and tricks that Fingers taught me and so forth is where I am today. And then mix that with Chi with my YouTube as well and all the Gears of War players about timing, because you can have fast reaction time, but I view that gaming comes down as timing. Everything's about timing. And when you're in that competitive mode, man, when you press your boost, you use this and whatever, it's all timing. And Gears of War players and Halo players, without a shadow of a doubt, have that to a T, because you don't have score streaks, kill streaks. All you have is the gun you've got, the reload time, when to approach and when not to, when to push and when not to. And that's where Halo and Gears players, man. I mean, Halo 3 and all them had the different, their body mods and their armor mods, and that changed it up a bit. But at the end of the day, it's all about timing and getting the shots in, really, and making every shot count.
It is. I mean, I am a Gears player, but I'm not. I know you say you're not very good, but I'm not as good as you.
Well, mate, I've been playing for a while, brother. I've been playing.
What annoys me is in this Gears 5, you play King in the Hill, and there's people sitting, not even on the hill, the point, and they're just sitting there with lancers, loads of them. So you can't even play the objective. They don't play the objective. All they care about is kill number. They need to make kill numbers not count, and just the captures count. So I think.
And when you explain to people the most powerful weapon you can get in Gears of War was the Nasher, the shotgun, and then people go, "What do you mean?" Yeah, well, it's the most powerful weapon. You get close, one shot, one kill. Well, it should be.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
Mate, I enjoy it.
I enjoy it when that happens.
Oh, mate,
I do like it.
In Gears of War 3, it was awesome, and it wasn't to the center. It was always off a little bit to the right. That's what I loved about Gears of War 3. It was not direct center. It had no hit marker, had no cursor. You had your little aiming thing if you zoom right in, but it was better if you hip fired. And I was pop shotting at the wrong time and hip firing at the wrong time. And it wasn't until people like New Zealand Killer Beast, Freestyle Rhyme, Lashies, Chi, Baz, all of them said, "Whoa, Ybot, chill, brother, chill. Pop shot at the right time, hip fire at the right time." And made a big difference, because the shotgun in Gears 3 was always slightly off and high up on the right. Where it wasn't straight ahead of you, where it was in Judgment. In Gears 3, it was up more to the right. And you're like, oh, that's where you watch YouTubers like, there's a guy who used to be on Chaos. His name was For Like Butters. He now does Division stuff. But him and Iceman and all them. Yeah. Yeah, he used to be he did one of the best long shot or sniper tutorials for Gears of War.
I think I've heard that name.
Yeah, For Like Butters. Yeah, definitely do. You look up Division 2, he's all over it. He's really good content creator. Really good. He's good friends with my favorite content creator.
Who's that?
One who got me into that. So you want to know who my favorite content creator is?
Yeah, can do.
Gold Glove, mate. Without a doubt.
Yeah, he's been around a long time, he has.
Yes,
Didn't he lose one of his channels?
What's that?
Didn't he lose one of his channels once?
Yeah, he did, but he got it back.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Yeah, it was great, because back in the day he used to do the race with Call of Duty with his mates. And
what Race to Masters?
Yeah. And one of the funniest videos I've ever seen was the beginning of Black Ops 2 and him and his friends, and just the way they talked. It was, you could just watch it for hours, and the banter between them. He's still got the banter a bit, but not as much as he used to. Back in those days, the banter was something else. But he used to have long streams of Gears of War 3, the Heartbreakers versus Team Chaos, which is For Like Butters and stuff like that. And those two have formed a very strong friendship over the years. And Brennan's gone his own way. At one point, he was one of the highest streamers in the world to have the most people watching him in 1 hour. He was ranked, at one stage he's ranked 13 in the world. He's still doing well. I think his story about how he got into gaming and so forth is really, really good. And I like how he deals with, look, he can't play Gears of War anymore because he says it brings out the worst in him, the two competitive sides. So the most famous one in Gears of War 4, where he got an exclusive Elite controller. He was playing Gears of War 4 and he lost his temper and he slammed it against the desk. Now, he copped a lot of criticism for it. He didn't, in my opinion, he didn't have to apologize.
Oh, no.
But he did the next day and he donated money to mental health. That's why I like him, mate.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
he's humble in more ways than people realize. I find anyway. I've watched a lot of Brennan. I think he's if you ever watch this, Brennan, Gold Glove, you're my hero. Bromance. But look, going back to the Gears of War thing, it was tough, mate. It was tough to see that franchise just go to it's gone to shit.
See, I honestly believe that. See, within Gears 4, Rod Ferguson kept banging on about how great the esports scene was, and that's all he cared about. I'll be honest now, in Gears 5, I'm going to tell you something now. The esports scene in Gears is dead. And then they need to admit it's dead. Nobody, if you watch the numbers online and people watch it, people only go on the official Gears streams.
I know.
You know when they give out them skins?
Yeah.
You log in, get your skin, and bugger off, basically, and get the skins. People ain't interested in it. They should shut that esports down in Gears because no one's interested, you know.
No, and I'll be honest with you, I'd rather watch the Queen's Address on Christmas Day than any Gears of War.
I know.
And people, that's saying a lot.
They're very narrow-minded to get the Gears esports players as well. It's their views and their view only. They won't take anyone else's view, you know.
I'm finding it's disappointing, mate, because they tried to jump on the money wagon like Call of Duty. They didn't understand what it took for Halo. See, Halo's lost that. They've lost a bit of that. Now they're coming back. And if you watch how 343 Industries are like, well, we want to release Halo Infinite. The esports is the bit underneath that. Sorry, but that's the way we are. We're going to make this game good again. We've made a bit of a mistake of Halo 5. They haven't left it, nor have they left the Master Chief Collection. They've come back and they've still gone in there. They're not as great as Bungie were, but they've learned from their mistakes, and then they're trying to rectify it. When Halo Infinite comes out, they're not even talking too much about the competitive side. They're not, because everybody just wants the game to be good. Yeah. Gears of War 5, though, that's all you heard. Oh, it's going to be this. Esports. And look, I'm happy for it to be an esport, but geez, the game is just shit. And it's boring. The one game type. If you look at Rainbow Six Siege, or more importantly, you look at Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
After every heat they have, they ask the community, do you reckon we should keep this game mode in or not for this particular game? And they listen to what their fans are saying. When it comes to Gears of War 5, mate, there's a pommy guy called Livo, right? He's done some of the best videos. I should link you one of his videos later on when I get a time, mate. And he's done the best criticism of Gears of War. He's been on their Twitter. He's been on everywhere. And it's just unreal, some of the stuff he does. And he just calls out these developers. But when it comes to esports, he's just come out and said it's boring. None of us can watch it. And you talk to 90% of Gears players, said, yeah, we can't watch it. It's boring. The players, but it's boring.
It is.
It's I'd rather go to church and pray to Jesus, mate. I mean, and no offense to people who are Christians out there, but I'd rather do that than watch any Gears of War esports, mate. If actually, I'm gonna put it out there. So if they said, Ybot, there is a bomb that needs defusing, here's a wooden spoon, or you can watch the Gears of War, esports, I grab the wooden spoon, mate, and can't defuse the bomb. Because they just don't have the idea, mate. And the different people they're marketing, like forget it. They've lost the bandwagon, mate. And Rod leaving says a lot, which is sad, mate, because you got great content people like Razor's Edge, SA Shadows. They're good people, mate. They're good content creators, but they've just been like, yeah, see you later.
I mean, they are sticking with it. I mean, they are still playing Gears, but it's like if Gears was successful, the amount of subscribers that SAS Shadows had, he should be earning a full-time living out of YouTube if Gears was successful. He makes a full-time living out of Twitch. He does.
100%, because you look at Twitch, you look at gaming, you look at Microsoft, you look at their community guidelines. This is where we can touch on this subject later on when it comes to streaming and so forth, where a lot of people don't understand that. He fits that bill 100%.
Oh, he does. Bloke don't sleep. No. You look at him sometimes, he's tired. Why are you tired? Grind, man, grind.
But he promotes all aspects of the community to a T.
He
To a
does.
T, mate.
He's so positive.
If you owned any gaming franchise, he'd be one of the people you want to grab to promote.
Oh, he would
100%.
be. Because they actually, he went to there was a Gears Inc. event in London.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he went, but I don't know. But what annoyed me was they had the popular streamers there to push Gears 5. Rather than picking the biggest Gears UK dude they could pick, they picked celebrities. The celebrity YouTubers, not him. He's the guy they should have picked for the official streams.
This is what gets me about this. So on a bigger picture, Microsoft has always been good about marketing. So I'll give you, look, PlayStation are great. The PlayStation 4 is good, but I don't like how they've been just promoting the numbers. So Gamescom several years back in Cologne, okay, Germany. PlayStation get out, and it's the American guy, and all he can do is start talking about sales, how many consoles they got, numbers straight off the bat. And he's on a higher stage, and he's in Europe, and he's just talking about numbers and sales, and they're the best console ever. And the ads were generic, and it went on for 10 or 15 minutes. I was like, okay, mate, we got it. You've done well, but what are you going to bring to the table? Microsoft, on the other hand, Phil Spencer came out and said, I'm happy with how Xbox is going, but now I'm going to hand it over to the gaming person of Europe. Straight away, a lot more respect for the European market, because he said, I have a bit of understanding of the market, but I don't have an understanding of Europeans because I'm an American. And he said, no better than a European to, market or understand or sell to Europeans.
The European market's actually Sony PlayStation's biggest market.
Yeah, which is great. Good. Like, don't get me wrong. I think competition's an awesome thing. I think Sony, look, the PlayStation 4.
Oh yeah, can I just say something?
Sure.
UK Dazarus in the chat. We mentioned the Gears Inc. event. He is the lucky bastard who won the custom Gears Inc. console, Xbox One X. He's the guy that won it.
And does he play Gears? No, Minecraft. No,
he does. Does play a bit of Gears. No, does his hardcore, but he's not a gear. He can play Gears, but it's not his favorite game. But he won it through a competition.
Yeah, but people like him appreciate it more than somebody else. If I won't lie, mate, if I won that console, I would be like, if you can see,
he loved it.
Dog behind me to urinate on it. So Ruckus would, Ruckus defecate in this console. I think I feel, as most Gears players here, we feel quite betrayed with the Gears thing, and I don't think, and it just goes.
Region blocked number 4, weren't you?
Number 4 was it for me, and then number 5 I tried again, but it just didn't work. Well, let me tell you about that story. This is the funny thing about me, right? So when number 4 came out, I just met the woman of my dreams, the love of my life. She was it, and I didn't play Gears of War that much. I played a bit of Gears of War 4 here and there. And it wasn't the best game, and I played it a little bit here and there, but I got more time with her relationship. A lot of my Gears friends, they went hard with Gears of War 4 in the beginning, and they still stayed in touch with me. Gears of War 5 comes out, we break up, and and I'm single again. So I'm ready to rush into Gears of War 5. Well, it's just died in the ass, mate. So maybe I should get back in a relationship. I've got more to Call of Duty, mate, and that's it. That's what I play. I can't wait for Doom though. But Titanfall was Titanfall 2 was unbelievable. So I played
in my opinion, I mean, Phil Spencer did around the launch of the Xbox One at that time. I know he wasn't in the position he was in. I don't know whether Respawn would have accepted it, but I still think that Xbox should have bought Respawn. And bought and kept the Titanfall IP.
I don't think Respawn are on the table though. That's the difference.
I know that. A dream would have been for them to buy it, back then. But now, sadly, they're owned by EA. EA got them at a very good price, because I have a theory here. They released Titanfall 2 right slap bang in the middle of COD and Battlefield releases, knowing it would fail. Lower sales result in cheaper price to purchase them for. That's just a theory, man. That's just a wild theory out there.
It's a good theory
because they were in control of the publishing rights, so they would say when the game is released, not Respawn. Just a theory.
Yeah, and that was true because I wouldn't be surprised if part of the contract Respawn didn't want to do what Activision were doing. They didn't want to have a season pass,
Exactly.
And look, do yourselves a favor, everybody, get Titanfall 2. It's one of the best campaigns. Not to mention the mechanics on it and the gameplay. No other game in the last 10 years has come even close. None. And I'll put, mate, it is the campaign on that game, particularly.
I need to get back on that then, the campaign, because I didn't really get the campaign. I didn't really. It's not a normal campaign.
Play the first one, and the problem with the first one, you had to be connected to the internet to play it. If they just had a simple campaign where you didn't have to be on the internet to play it, it would have been good. The first Titanfall had really noobish things, but it had really fast pace. A lot of people still play Titanfall 1. It really, really was an awesome game. I
loved it at the time because I had an Xbox One. People don't realise I had an Xbox One, paid something like 500 whatever pounds it was, and then see what because it wasn't backwards compat then. There was no Gears, and all my mates we all sold our Xboxes, and we went to PlayStation. I'd only returned to Xbox about 2 years ago now. I returned for Gears, but that was why I left Xbox. But now that won't be an issue on the Series X, But I did like Titanfall 1.
Oh, great story. Awesome. Brutal.
Everyone thinks a lot of people think, Stubz is an Xbox. I actually had a PlayStation for a number of years. However, I never played any of the exclusives apart from The Last of Us 1.
Well, the problem with the Titanfall 1, it was exclusive. And it was at a time where gamers were questioning what companies were doing at a big major time. That's why Microsoft didn't do so well. It didn't launch that well. And they were saying stuff like Microsoft is greedy and they're aggressive and why should it just be 2 Xbox? And I tend to bloody agree at the time. Look how more successful Titanfall 2. If Titanfall 2 was released well past Battlefield, it would be up there in the top 10 games. And that's EA for you, mate. But let's not ignore the fact that how good Respawn are. I mean, Apex Legends was a game they made between themselves to play at lunchtime. The story goes, an EA developer,
I need to get into that though more. I played 1 or 2. I'm not very good at it, but
Hey, brilliant though. And the thing was, an EA executive went in and goes, "What's this you're playing?" Said, "Oh, it's a game we made between ourselves." So they didn't have any build up. They just relaunched it. So
see, there are some serious NDAs in place, for that with streamers, because apparently streamers and that knew about it, but they didn't say anything. So I reckon they were paying people big bucks to keep their mouth shut because they launched a game and no one knew about it. It's always a leak, isn't there? But there was no one knew.
EA is
incredible that was.
Well, I don't know. I think EA is a bit of a shady company, right? They are. But when Apex Legends came out, there's all sorts of stuff going on. There's a bit of distraction here about Call of Duty and all other stuff, the Halo scene. And it just came out. And that's EA and that's Respawn for you. I think they understand the market a bit. And EA were also, in the last couple of years, been heavily scrutinized for their business practices. So
I'll tell you one thing I did hear. I don't know whether it's to do with Apex Legends, but there was a streamer that got told, it might have been an Ubisoft game, that I don't know what game it was. He was told not to stream a said game at all on Twitch or whatever channel he had, and he streamed the game. Do you know what he did to punish him?
What?
He got his account, deleted all his games off the account, and he lost his whole library.
I believe that. I don't
know if it's Ubisoft. It was someone like that, and they deleted his whole library, and he signed an NDA agreement saying that he agreed to it, and he didn't realise till he'd done it because he thought, "Oh, I missed a big time. They can't touch me." Well, they did.
Yeah. Okay, so I knew what it was. It was Apex Legends was released right around the time when loot boxes and so forth were just getting banned in the Americans as bad economic practice, and right across the globe. So companies like EA are like, "What the hell do we do?" Activision, like, "What do we do?" They made so much money off loot boxes. I think they're making good money off their weapons and camos now, anyway, regardless. But it's not as what you're buying, what you're getting.
Yeah.
So exactly. EA were like, "Shit, what are we going to have to do?" So that's where Apex Legends came out. Oh, they can't be so bad. They just put out a free game, which I'm not going to lie, man.
That is.
Yeah, because people got to pay for the camos. They just realized it themselves. Why bullshit? If you want this good-looking gun, you pay for it.
Exactly. And you know what you're getting.
And guess where they learned that from? Titanfall 2. Respawn did that with their camos and their guns well before these other people did. So Respawn are ahead of the game. They are,
definitely.
mate. They could land an esky on the moon. They're that good. You heard it here first.
Definitely. Right. I'm going to ask you another question here.
Sure,
As,
go for it.
as a lot of the people I normally have on, the people I know generally stream on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube. Why did you choose Facebook to do your streaming on? Facebook gaming, sorry. Because it's a choice I want to come up with.
Right. Okay. So, the reason I did it, YouTube, I streamed a bit on YouTube. I was getting 52 views a stream, regardless of what the game was. Okay. I found the YouTube quite clunky. Now, if you don't realize, people, it might look professional to you, but I've got a gaming laptop is my single screen and everything I run off. So YouTube was good, but then I read up. It's all about look. Australia's one big effing island. Okay, so it's about servers and connection. So you need good quality. The one company that has more servers than YouTube is Facebook. Now, I'm not too sure about Twitch. Their Mixer uses the Azure servers because it's Microsoft. And the thing is, Facebook has way more servers. So I started to do it on Facebook. And I'm not going to lie, it's easier to use. You can see your bit rate. You can see your internet. You can see the comments. And you can share it and reach more of an audience quicker than I could on YouTube. All right? Because with YouTube, the algorithm, mate, I don't have a chance. Whereas in Facebook, I'll give you an idea. I didn't put much effort in the video in the stream last night, but I'm already up to 300 views. One earlier in the week, I'm already up to 600 views. So for me, and I'm going to be honest here, it's easier to share news onto Facebook from other gaming sites I have than it is YouTube. I've got more of a communication and news outlet on that page than I do on YouTube or anything else or Twitter. And so I find these articles on Twitter, on Facebook from other people I know in the gaming world, and I can easily just share it onto my Facebook page, my gaming page, Ybot Plays Like a Bot. I can see how many people engaged in it. If I really wanted to, I can pay to get promoted. The stats are better in my view. So for me as an Australian, as a person in Australia, Facebook is probably one of the good ways to go because Twitch, right, and Mixer are flooded. Now, the other reason I do it is because I can then share the video onto my private Facebook page and use it as a watch party. And I've got more watchers and subscribers or whatever from there because they have kids that play Call of Duty and they want to watch it every now and then. Now, even though I say it's R18, their parents say, I went to school with Ybot. He's cool. I get more views and more reach that way. And it links to my Instagram. So it's just, to be really honest, from my point of view, it's easy for me to use.
That is a very good explanation, that is.
Yeah.
Because Facebook isn't one that... You are the only person I personally know that streams on Facebook. And it's good because it's working, isn't it? If you see your stream, 300 views, you won't get that anywhere else.
No, and the difference is, right, I'm not going full bore on it. So I can see 6 or 7 people coming and watching at one time. Now, I'm just playing normally, being very chilled. But if I up the ante a bit, green screen, whatever, people got to come back more. They're those people I'm going to get. I wouldn't get that on YouTube. And Mixer, it sounds wrong. It sounds bad, but I don't want to start up on Mixer again. I don't want to start up on Twitch. It's a whole new platform. I've already done the Facebook and YouTube. And look, I want to be a bit out of the ordinary. Everybody does Mixer and Twitch, and it's like,
You're right.
Well, yeah. I just want to do Facebook because it's
streaming. It's not easy, is it? It's not easy.
No,
it's not an easy thing to do.
No,
but you've got the guts to go out and do it. I mean, you're even you more so because you're on camera and everything, can't you?
Yeah,
and it takes a lot of people a long time to go through with going on camera. You got
to learn to laugh at yourself. So, particularly when so you're playing Search and Destroy on Call of Duty. That's where the sweatiest of sweaty people are, right? So, you make a stupid mistake, which, mate, I've went to throw a grenade at Piccadilly. It bounced off the bus and blew me and teammate up. Now, you do that on stream. You got to learn to laugh at yourself and then keep it entertaining and then redeem yourself. In the back of your mind, you're going, I've just done the newbie thing, and you're embarrassed. You just want to go to the corner of your room and switch everything off. Yeah. You can't. People forget that. And they look at people like Ninja. They look at people like Shroud. They look at people like Gold Glove. And they think anybody can do it. Dr. Disrespect. They can't, mate. It's the classic example was one of the Logan Paul, whatever, tried to do Fortnite.
Oh, Logan. I think that was Jake Paul, I think. It was.
One of them.
He could play
the worst stream on the... Because Those guys, they're just, they've got a particular market, and good on them. They've done well.
Yeah.
But it works well when it's edited in a controlled environment. When you go to a stream, it's not a controlled environment. The only control you've got is you turn the thing on and started it, or you can turn it off. And that's the only control you got. You've got people stream sniping you, teabagging you, trying to make you laugh. Then you're looking at the comments in between, and they might affect you. Might have had a bad day, and somebody says you are ugly and you are really bad at this game. You got to learn to bounce back from that. You got to learn to turn that negative into a positive. And people think streaming's easy.
It's not.
Is it working? How's the sound? I mean, I've had a stream going and the microphone wasn't on for about half an hour. I mean, that is the worst. That's noobish mistakes that you make. So Facebook gaming for me is a lot easier to use. A lot easier.
Because they also have a monetization program. Are you in that yet or not?
Yep. You got to get over 100 followers, right?
Yeah.
And then you can be on there but you got to get way more before you start making a buck. Look, I'm going to be brutally honest with anybody here. And this is what people don't understand about gamers is if you're only in it to make cash, right, you're going to fail. 100%. You got to be genuine. And if you make cash on the way, fair enough. That's particularly from a male's point of view. From a female, well, yes, okay, you can show a bit more cleavage. You might get a little bit more views, but you got it. It's hard work, mate. It is hard work.
I agree with you because if you don't enjoy it to start with, if you think your sole purpose is, I'm going to become a YouTube millionaire or whatever, it's not going to happen. You got to do it through love and passion. I mean, many years ago, it was probably easier, but now it's harder and harder and harder. But as you say, you've got to love it. If your sole intent is money, you're done for.
Yep. Even look, and people say, but female gamers can do better. It's like
it's not true.
It's not true, mate. Because look at the crap they put up with. Like, I'm being absolutely.
They get abused every day on Twitter and all sorts. Oh, you've only got this many followers because look at your boobs, shit like that.
Exactly. And then you got people say exactly. So there's 2 female YouTubers there's 3, okay, that I follow.
Yeah.
And the 2 Alana Pierce or Charles. She went and works for, she's working for Funhouse over in the States. She's a journalist, okay?
Yeah.
I've watched over the years the shit she cops, and she doesn't show any cleavage or anything whatsoever. Or you're only good because you're a female. You look at some of her reviews she did for IGN, on the money. Brilliant. Avoided all the fanboy stuff, avoided offending anybody else. Still got called out because she's a chick. The other one is I'm Fall from Grace, right? She is a good streamer, fitness, everything, and everybody gives a hard time. Look at all the free shit you got. Look at all the stuff you got. And it's like, well, hang on. She only just got that chair, and she didn't get it for free. She's got to advertise it. She's worked for 6 years in the industry tirelessly. She follows the community guidelines really, really well. They criticize her, but you look at Ninja, who's a multi-millionaire, but yet he still gets his whole room kitted out with all the equipment given to him for free.
Exactly. But you mentioned Alana. It's quite funny because didn't someone Photoshop a picture with her boobs out, and she made a whole video on it berating them, and with different pictures. These ain't mine. Look at mine. And she's like, this isn't even my skin tone. And she went into detail. It made me laugh. I didn't even watch all of it.
Alana Pierce, she was saying, get this right.
She calls them out.
Yeah, and Alana Pierce, she was like when guys threatened to rape her, she called those kids' parents. She got famous from that. But then later on,
did she?
Said,
right.
Yeah, she got famous from that, and she said, "Oh man, that was unbelievable what she did. That got world news." But then when she's working for IGN, part of her job for 2 hours every afternoon was on the phone to Pornhub to remove the thumbnails where her head was photoshopped onto the female actresses on the thumbnails of all the porn videos.
These idiots, isn't they?
So when people say to me, women have it easier because of, that BS, mate. They all go nuts for a particular reason because of thirsty young boys treating them like shit and not looking at their skill.
A lot of time online, a lot of girls don't like saying gears, etc. They don't like to say they're girls because if the girl beats the lad, she's got to be cheating. So I'll press that report button. I'll give her abuse. A lot of them don't actually say that they're girls.
Though, mate.
It is changing. There's quite a lot of girls in the gears community now. And I'll tell you what, they fucking beat me. Because I was playing with this named Sophie DVL. She's in. I'll send you her Twitter. Yeah. And I ended up in her game because she follows me. I follow her,
No.
And they ended up in a game. I says, I couldn't even get one shot. So I'm just good at games, she said. I was trying to get, I couldn't do it.
Look, okay, so the Call of Duty community, I've just recently come back on it. I've met probably, I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I know I play regularly with 2 or 3 female players now who openly speak out in their microphone in public as well as in party. And last night on my stream, you can't hear it for some reason. If it's not in the party, you can't hear it. It's crossplay. At the end of the Facebook stream, there's a character in there called Paris. She's a young female. No disrespect whatsoever. A lot of props and respect to her because she's kicking butt. Okay. So it's changing. It's becoming more trendy. And women, like you go, okay, I'm going back to Optic here. One of the best people that Optic X employed as a content creator was a girl called Optic Midnight. Now, okay.
Yes.
Now, she is an amazing individual because one, she came out, she was playing video games in a time where America was still quite conservative, and she came out about being gay. And I could give a tinker's cuss if she's gay or not, because she doesn't show, but her skill, her commentary, the way she does things, way up here, mate. And the respect she got, and she still copped a bit of crap, but now she's working for Minnesota as a content creator coach or team management type thing. So,
okay. Still going then.
Yeah, Midnight is brilliant. Some of her
she
stuff,
hated leaving Optic, she did, but she had to.
Break her heart.
It did, I watched that video.
Yeah. It almost brought me to tears. I'm serious, guys. Because she got to where she did, and I'll never forget how highly Optic Hex spoke of Midnight. He goes, I don't have to worry about Midnight. I have to worry about Scumpy, but I don't have to worry about her because Scumpy's got a mouth on him and he's competitive.
Well, exactly.
He's entertaining as fuck, though. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody said. That guy, the Ginger Ninja, mate, he's one of the most entertaining people you can watch. She's without a doubt, mate, way up there. Awesome gamer, great for the community. She's way up there. People, Midnight, look her up, follow up, shout out.
Definitely.
So this whole female streamers, it's easy. No, there's a lot of people got to break, and Ninja's good. It's the whole Fortnite thing, and then you got people like Tfue. They run out of ideas, so they start the drama to get the views, and that to me, oh man, I that's not me, dude. That's
no, definitely not.
Think outside the box, people. Think outside the box, and you'll do better. But and I'm not in it for the money. So people ask me, why do you do it? I don't know. I mean, I could ask you why you do what you do, Stubz. I'm asking you now. Why do you do what you do, Stubz?
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm not trying to become some kind of celebrity or whatever. I just enjoy it. Because I originally said to you, didn't I? I'm going to try YouTube, and I wasn't sure and hesitant. You're like, fuck it, give it a go. You might as well. And because it was you that gave me the push to do it.
Bullshit.
I don't know if you remember it, but you did.
I don't, because I do remember. How did you actually get onto my channel and who I am? That's the one I want to work out. I was just trying to remember earlier on this morning how our paths crossed across the airways.
I'll be honest, I do not know. I used to search for Gears of War videos back in. I think it was Gears. I don't know if I've known you that long because I had a few different YouTube accounts. Right. And I always told you who I was over the years because I completely disappeared from Gears for a long time. I came back, and I always remembered your name. I thought better look up Ybot, and in the end we have actually played Gears together. We have. It was laggy. It is laggy because you're in Australia. I'm in England. But we done it.
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of how our paths crossed. But I always thought about doing it because you don't have to do YouTube. You don't have to. They always say you have to be the best gamer. You don't. You have to try and deliver content people want or be entertaining like yourself because you are on the stream. You don't think it, but I think you are.
I at the moment I'm just myself on stream. I wish I could put more energy into it. I've got as anybody does. I've got pressures at work and so forth, and so the gaming's my release.
Indie Gamer just asked you.
Yeah.
Even he might have missed it. What games do you stream, Ybot?
Okay, so at the moment it's just Call of Duty Modern Warfare, mate, because I'm addicted to multiplayer. I don't know what it is, particularly this Modern Warfare. It's I have most games I do rage a bit here and there, but this Modern Warfare, I don't know. For the love of God, I do not know why I don't rage on it. Even with claymores, mate, I've almost got up to 20 kill streak, and a claymore took me out, and I just couldn't stop laughing. I don't know what it is. So it's mainly Modern Warfare at the moment because I do like the competitive side. I understand the Call of Duty community quite well. But when Doom Eternal comes out, mate, I'll be doing a couple playthroughs, and definitely I'll be playing from midnight when it launches because Doom's where it's at, mate. That game is going to be fire, literally. The last Doom was awesome, Stubbs.
I need to, yeah, I'm a bit slacking there because I do have the Game Pass and I have access to Doom. I need to play it because I've been told people they reckon it's a highly underrated game. That is
100%.
I need to go and play it.
Its graphics, even on console, even on the lowly Xbox One X when I first got it, like the graphics were pretty cool. Pretty cool. They're still pretty cool. It's enjoyable. The multiplayer, even from long distance, I have a lot of fun with. So bring on Doom Eternal, Cyberpunk when that comes out. But mainly that, I mean, I'm going to go back old school. I want to, around November time, N7 is Mass Effect, International Mass Effect Day. Well, before then, I want to do a playthrough, let's play of the Mass Effect series from 1, 2, and 3. But it's hard because...
That sounds good.
Well, it does sound good, but do I really want to do it, mate? Because this is the thing. What I really like is the multiplayer, mate, and that's what I like.
See, that's why I don't have much. Or that's why I don't have much gamer score. Because people say, "Why aren't your gamer score high?" Because for a long time, all I did play is like you. I just played multiplayer, and they don't keep giving you achievements for the same thing, do they? You know,
they give you different achievements.
I'm going to get back into multiplayer, but recently I've been playing campaign games for a bit. I need to get back into it. I do.
Yeah, same. Okay, so my internet totally died the other week, or didn't die. A tree fell through and snapped the cables. I mean, this tree was just like, Ybot's internet. I'll finish it. So I said to my mate for 12 days, I was like, what do I do, man? Like, seriously, like, this is just... I come back from work, I'm twitching my thumbs, you know. And he said, play the campaign of Modern Warfare. Now, I'm not going to lie, great campaign. But I got bored with it. I'm like, I can't do it. I need to be shot back and teabagged. It sounds wrong. I meant in the game, by the way, people. I need that hit. And I tell you, like last night, I was tired. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see the stream. I'm tired, but I came back and I still played for close to 4 hours last night. And I do not regret it because at the end, I was playing against a really good team of randoms in Search and Destroy in Piccadilly. I love the fact that there was tension there. I love that you could hear some of the conversation. Well, you couldn't at the end because it wasn't a party, but I love that intensity, and I love that you get that one sniper shot and you're on the clutch. That's what I love. So that's what I stream at the moment, but I definitely want to stream other games, but I'll only stream content if I enjoy it. And that's how it works. I can't be fake is what I'm saying.
Well, no, because as you say, I mean, if you're playing, well, as you always have a webcam on, if you're not enjoying, people will be able to tell that you're bored playing this.
Oh, and they can tell with my voice.
Yeah. But I'm
never going to get an Academy Award or
I can get this COS at some point. Because people always said to, because every year I always say, I'm not buying COD. Right? And I would. And this time round, I haven't bought it.
Oh,
but because
really?
I'm only digital. They don't put them on sale. COD don't put their games on sale very often. You see?
No.
It's my Xbox. My main Xbox is one of them Xbox One S all digital editions because was it Black Friday or Christmas?
Probably Black Friday. Xbox do really good on Black Friday. Well, actually, both consoles.
That's why I actually. What was it? And then I asked if I could have it for my birthday and Christmas because it was £110, and I thought, fuck, that's a good price.
Price, wasn't it? Yeah.
I thought, why not? Because I'm not actually buying. For full transparency, I'm not going out and buying the Xbox Series X this year. I just can't afford. I've had a lot to pay for this year, etc., and I can't afford the 500, 600, however much it will be. And I will probably buy it next year. However, have you ever heard of Microsoft Rewards program? I
have.
I use it heavily, and I'm going to get a discount. Basically, every 5,500 points is a $5. Basically.
I didn't know that.
I will send you some. I don't know if it's available in Australia. I'll have to check. And if it is, I'll send you a video on how to do it.
Yeah,
I won't
please
say it
do.
on stream, but I've got an app that helps you do it really easy as well. I have, you know. But it can earn you money. Even if you don't want to buy a console, it could go towards games, anything.
Yeah,
you know?
games or movies you rent and stuff like that. Yep. All right. Okay. I mean, look, I'm probably going to buy it because it looks like I'm interested in its bloody shape. I've read some of the specs because I'm on the verge of either going later on this year, depending how things go, PC. Well, I'm always going to be console, but I'm thinking of making the big step to PC, ladies and gentlemen, because
Well, I wouldn't blame you if you did.
No,
because I'll be, Rainbow Six Siege. I'm making a video on it.
Yeah,
80 to 90% of players on the consoles of PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know if you know this. They all use mouse and keyboard, even though mouse and keyboard is not supported.
Yep. Well, they are now on Xbox. It's coming out. The new Xbox definitely even more so. They're doing.
No. What I'm saying is the game doesn't actually support it, so it doesn't work. But there's an adapter you can buy.
Yep.
And basically, Rainbow Six Siege know about it, but they've said until Xbox brings a system in or PlayStation that detects it and stops them doing it, we can't do that about it. Yet Apex Legends say we can fix this problem. So
it's not even fixing the problem. What they do is, so in Modern Warfare stubs, and even if you do this, people don't realize this just of yet. But if you have mouse and keyboard on or a Zim on the Xbox at the moment, and you go into Modern Warfare, it will be seen as a mouse and keyboard.
Oh, will it? Okay.
And people can see that already. It's happening. You can have cross-platform. I mean,
you can see it on Gears as well. You can.
Yeah. Oh, Gears, you definitely can. It's a major advantage in Gears, and that's because they can change the field of view and all that BS. But with Rainbow Six Siege, look, there's a video by Pamage. Okay, now if you don't know who Pamage is, people, you're living under a box. He's one of the best quick scopers on the planet. But he did a video in the beginning of it where he was up against a whole bunch of PC players, right? And they were giving him a hard time. It was S&D on a big map, right? So we're talking one of the larger maps. And this guy doesn't normally use SMGs, but he wiped them all out, and they rage quit in the first round. And he came out and he said, and there's another guy, Phase Dirty, who plays on PC, but he uses a controller, shits all over other PC players. So it comes down to the individual skill and what you're comfortable with. Now, with Rainbow Six Siege, that's different. Yeah, you do need that peeking around corners and so forth. But yeah, I can see where PC does make a big advantage. But look, it's going to happen. I don't care what anybody says. PCs and consoles and TVs are all going to be one thing. And it's just around the corner, mate. You look what they're putting alone.
It is. I mean,
look at the next PlayStation 5, next Xbox.
The next Xbox, they reckon.
Yeah.
I don't know how. If you were to get the parts and you just build it, it will cost you. I'm no expert. I reckon in the region of 1,500 to £2,000.
Easy.
Apparently, the graphics card is worth 700 quid alone.
Yeah, well,
but obviously they buy in bulk and they've done deals. I don't believe they pay that.
I don't think people know this. I think Microsoft own a fair whack of A&D.
They probably do.
Yeah, so that's of course they buy in bulk, but they get a different type of graphics card. So if you look into the PC gaming world, which I do, or people like Linus Tech Tips, and you get a bit of a drooling lift when you see him building a PC. You look at what they call tower PCs. So there's MSI doing one, and I think Logitech somebody else, Corsair do them. They're quite expensive to buy on the market, but they're basically a very powerful PC in like a tube, and they're easy over $2,000. But the power in them. So people like Linus Tech Tips will pull them apart and go, how do they come up with this? I mean, my laptop at the moment, right, has got a 980M graphics card. And the only difference between a normal 980 GTX, whatever it is the bezel. That's it. Okay. The guy that came and fixed my laptop said that's the only difference. So what they're putting in laptops now to how cheaper laptops are from when I bought this, I mean, you got basically your average gaming laptop now can, without a shadow of a doubt, run VR. Now, VR is the benchmark, And so when it comes to PC gaming, graphics cards are cheaper and so forth. And so if I can get a good gaming PC, which I can do for editing and streaming as well, well, it's a no-brainer. What I'm like, mouse and keyboard? No, I'm shit on mouse and keyboard, mate. I'm hopeless. So I mean, there's a guy I follow over here in Australia called Brutal Frosty. He uses mouse and
He's
keyboard
good.
on his
He's
PlayStation 4.
very good.
Yeah, he's a people. This guy used to do commentaries, and every video did a commentary was of nuclear gameplay, like nuclear.
But he admits it. A lot of people don't admit it, you see.
Yeah.
A lot of
But
people, if you ask them, they openly admit they're using mouse and keyboard.
But did you? So one of the funny things about him was, right? So when he got the Zim, he got his next 6 videos were the settings and of nuclear gameplay. Same group of people saying it's you only done it because you're on mouse and keyboard, you can't do it on controller. So he got the next video he did, he got out his broken scarf and he did a live recording of him getting a nuclear gameplay like that. And then he did it on Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 4. So the guy is a freak, and he just says it comes down at the end of the day. If you're really good, it doesn't matter what you use. It's just the reason he got a mouse and keyboard is because he kept on breaking scuffs, and the mouse and keyboard affected, because they're more stable on the ground. And if he just raises his hand, and they just stay on the table. That's what he said to me. That's why he got a mouse and keyboard. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's that simple, mate. Like he's a great guy. Like playing with him, he's very competitive. I don't see him online as much because he streams to YouTube, but he still does the occasional commentary here and there. I don't catch up with him as much. But Brutal Frosty, mate, shout out to you, bro. You're an absolute legend. You did the Australian Call of Duty scene a big, big, big favor. He's awesome. Really good gamer. You got to watch him, people. Brutal Frosty.
Oh, he's very good. I would like to win a match against him.
Turn your console off and go to bed, mate.
Yeah. I was like, where did you go, Stubbs? I've been DDoSed. Not really.
You look at people like Korean Savage, he's a big guy in the States. He does well. He's nothing on Brutal Frosty. He hasn't got, he's all right, but he hasn't got the finesse. And when you talk to Brutal Frosty, he doesn't seem to have a finesse. He's got more finesse in his gameplay than he does in his conversation. The guy is, like I said, he should be in the Louvre. He's a work of art, watching him play. Watch really good video game players who play and they're humble is unreal. Just brilliant to watch. So what's your next question, mate?
Next question is, I don't know if we've covered it yet.
Right.
What's all the kit you use? Like cameras, microphones.
Right. Sure. All right. Well, the camera is a Logitech C922. It's probably the easiest camera to use. You keep the software update. That's what I'm using now. The microphone I'm using is a Stadia microphone. They're an Australian company. I got that. It came with the boom and the arm and everything. I'll see if I can move it into the camera here. That's it. You can see a bit of it there. That is what I use at the moment, or it was the Blue Snowball. But this is way better than the Blue Snowball, I think.
Yeah, I've got a Blue Snowball microphone.
Blue Snowballs are good, but this thing is just slightly better. I don't know what it is, people. It just picks up.
Sounds good, though. It does.
It's really good. It's cheaper than the Blue Snowball. I use the Elgato HD60S. There's not much difference between that and the HD60 Plus. The only difference is the HD60 Plus is you can watch your 4K gameplay if you wanted to while you're streaming or whatever. And for controllers, now this is going to be the interest. Well, okay, so for starters, I've got a monitor, and that's when my gameplay improves. So I've got an LG monitor. I forget the name of it, but it's a beauty. It's got 144 hertz. It's FreeSync. FreeSync works well with Xbox and I think PlayStation because AMD. G-Sync is for NVIDIA and people like that. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, people, you might know more than me, but there can be a bit of communication problems between FreeSync and G-Sync. So that's why you have FreeSync with FreeSync. That's a really noobish way of explaining it. But that's when you get to high-end PC gaming, and you can get around that. But at the end of the day, because monitors are more than just monitors these days. And now I have a bit of a controller fetish. So I've got the Elite 2.
Oh, you have got the Elite 2. Oh, I did wonder if you were getting it.
Yeah, look, it's all right, but I'm having problems with it's brilliant, actually. It's brilliant. But the problem I'm having with it at the moment is I've got to adjust it a bit better, is the left stick is a bit stiff, and I can't seem to rush as much on Modern Warfare as much as I would like to. But in saying that, it's the tweaking, the tightening of the sticks, the little device you get, is amazing. You can tweak the controller perfectly, and the trigger stops are better than any trigger stops I've got, and it sits perfectly in your hand. And So I've got that. That's $250 Australian. I've got a lot of scuffs. I'm yet to use my scuff Prestige. I put that in my hand, and oh my god, scuffs, mate, are great. If you don't know what scuffs,
what would your opinion be on, because you've had scuffs over the years? What would you say? Would you say the Elite 2 is better than the scuff controller? Or would you say scuff's better?
You know what? The Elite 2. View. Well, at the moment, the Elite 2 is better, but I haven't played the Scuff Prestige. I'll let you know when I do the Scuff Prestige. But I will
do a video on it.
What's that?
Do a video on it when you do.
I will. I've got to do a video, but the one I've got at the moment, mate, you got to laugh at this. You got to laugh at this, Stubs. And this is what I've recommended this to everybody, right? I'm putting it up to the camera now. It is called the Power A, right? It's $69 here. It's Power A. It's cabled. If you're going to play first-person shooters, you got to go cable. Forget Bluetooth. It's all cable, mate.
I need to do that then.
So this thing here, right, $64. It's got 2 buttons at the back, not paddles, buttons, and it's got different LEDs you can put on it. It's got trigger stops. It's, in my view, a poor man's version of Scuff and Elite in one. Really good sticks. Okay. Recommend it. If you got young kids, don't buy a Scuff for them, mate, because they're expensive and they're a work of art too. Same as the Elite, and they will break when kids throw them down.
Oh, definitely.
Spend $64 on this puppy. Your kid's going to be just as competitive, having a laugh. The only difference is they can't go into a competition with this. Whereas the Scuff, the Razor Wolverine, and the Elite, they can.
They can.
That's including games like Cyber Gamer and stuff like that, because there's a lot more community games going on these days, which go off the MLG guidelines and stuff like that. So that's what you got to look into. Some of these controls you can't use competitively, and all the kids. But that's it. So, look, to be brutally honest, I think at the moment it's very close between the Elite and the Scuff Prestige. The difference is $100 for an Australian. So, Elite all the way. That's it.
Fair enough. The Indie Gamer says about what you were saying about your Elite 2 controller.
Yeah.
He's just put, give the tension a little tweak.
Yeah, I did. And it's just even mucking around with them, mate. I might try and crack that puppy tonight. If I come back, because I'm going out tonight, but when I come back, I'll be streaming on Facebook, which will be some unlawful godly hour for you, Stubs. It'll probably be like 6 a.m. or something. But
might be, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's 9 o'clock now. I won't be doing it's
9 o'clock. It's actually 10:27. See, time went fast.
Well, it's 9:30 in the morning here. I won't be gaming back on here tonight or streaming tonight till about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. Australian time. So look, my math is crap. So God knows what time it is over there.
I will check you out. I'm following you now on the Facebook now.
And the beauty of it is you can go back and watch it later on if you're bored, mate. If you're bored, brother, I'm not putting any pressure on you. And look, it doesn't change in the webcam. You'll still see Ruckus in the background, mate. My faithful.
He looks very, very chilled out there. He does.
She is, mate. She's. I'm not gonna lie, mate.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a she. I know it's an unusual name for a female dog, but she's an unusual
dog.
Saying
that, my wife used to have a dog. Not long got put down. She was a border collie blue male when she was 17 years old.
Wow.
She had a boy's name because when they got the dog, they got told she was a boy. By that stage, the dog had got used to the name, so she just answered to it.
Did they even care to take a look? It's pretty evident if it's a boy or a girl.
I know, but they were yoked. They were, I know what you're saying, but they got used to it.
But that they respected the dog's space.
Yeah, but she died in old age. She did.
This one here, this dog here in the background, peeps, is very, very close to the family. She was bought as a pup when my dad later in his life. And I'm not going to lie, pretty much my dad stayed around with us for another year because of this dog. And, it's amazing what dogs can do.
It is.
And her and I bonded, I know it sounds so, bonded very, very closely. So you'll see in most of my videos and all my streams, she's in the background, mate. And you'll hear her barking here and there. She's a big part of the family, big part of my life. So shout out to Ruckus, my life coach. Sleep on the bed there. She's always in the background. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, look, going back to controllers, I would love to have a go the Astro A40 controller. I hear good things about that.
A controller? Astro?
Yeah. Look, going on to headsets, mate. Astros. I
I'm wearing Astro A40s now.
What do you think of the A40s, brother?
They're they're very good. I mean, I bought mine second hand. I couldn't afford them new. We got
Right.
them for like 60, 80 quid with the mix amp.
Yeah.
I do think they're very good.
That mix amp
They're
is
probably
changing
not a
the game.
patch on the A50s though.
Well, mate, here's a funny story. A50s over here are more expensive than the console. So
Whoa.
I was on this Facebook page. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think this Facebook page was run by, and you know him as well, Micro Box of X.
Oh, he's good. He's a good friend of the show.
Yeah,
And,
well,
myself.
I got onto him through Bang Bang Next Generation, which is a heavily American fanboy based page. It's good for a laugh, but boy, there's some weirdos on there. But I met him through there. His content was great. Like he was really good.
He's recently come back full time now. He was having some problems in the background. He's just returned to content creation.
Wow.
He's even talking about starting his podcast back up as well.
I'm gonna have to get back on that, mate, because some of the stuff he brought up was really thought provoking, really good. So I'll have to
give him a DM on Twitter. He's following you now because he reckons he weren't following you, but Twitter unfollows people. I've had no end of people. Yeah, my Twitter unfollows people. Yeah, it's the biggest complaint online I've seen is Twitter unfollowing people.
So you're trying to tell me that your Twitter has your best interest in mind?
Obviously.
it thinks for you. Far out. Yeah. Fucking hell, Twitter. All right, I'll have to double check that. I'll have to get back on
Michael, drop him a DM. He also is involved in, on Facebook, the groups. Yeah. It's called Project Xbox. Yes. That's his group.
Yes. Now, this is a funny story. Spot on. Now, I think it was through his page. There was this rather eccentric fellow who said, if you can guess the name of my dogs, I'll give you this free pair of Astro A50s.
It's not Andy Mack, is it? No.
No, it was a guy in Sweden or Finland.
Okay.
So I guessed the name of his dogs, and he sent me the headset.
Wow.
And he said he had problems with them. Now, look, people, YouTube's your friend. So if you have any issue with that, just go on YouTube. So I went on. There was no issues with him, by the way. First thing you're told to do is hook it up to your computer. That's the sounding dock or the dock you put your headsets on. Connect it to your computer and do the update, regardless of the second hand on you. Just do it. So I did. I haven't had a problem with them since. They are the most comfortable headsets I have ever worn. They are the duck's nuts. The sound is, mate, I can hear a flea fart in the game. It's
your voice is sounding incredibly well through this headset right now.
There you go. I have had Turtle Beaches. I haven't really tried the new Steel Series or Corsair ones.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to say Astro are better than Turtle Beaches. Now, Turtle Beaches, in saying that, they're up their game a bit. So, and their rig coming in. So now we're flooded with who to choose from. But I'm a bit of a snob. So it's Astros all the way. Regardless of what console people, the A10s and A20s, people rate them very highly. Get yourself an Astro. You'll never be disappointed. Trust me. Astro. 100%.
See, I've got my mix amp, and sometimes I have problems in gears, hearing the audio correctly and having the mic balance correct.
Right.
It's probably the sound settings within the game.
There is, and there's somebody on YouTube or there's something on Facebook. But what you got to do is update your mix amp here and there as well, mate. I'm serious. People forget that. So you got to update
Mine's not new because I looked up my mix amp and it can't be updated. Mine's not new gen ones. Mine's a bit old.
Still, they're sexy, those little bricks, though. They're pretty good, aren't they?
Well, I seem to like it. Best headset I've had so far.
Well, they got popular because at LAN events, you can daisy chain them. That's why the mix amps were good. You could daisy chain them. They're one of the first to do it. So you can connect them to all the other ones for your team players. It's called daisy chaining. I don't know why, but it just is. But Astros all the way. But everybody's different. So work it out for yourself. And then with every game, the settings are different too. If you're competitive in Apex Legends, look it up. Call of Duty, Halo, Gears, particularly Gears, the footsteps can be too loud. So you might have to go to Gears of War 5 website or on YouTube. What's the best sound settings? And there'll be somebody out there in the world that's done a video on it.
Okay, I'll have to have a look at that. But in content creation wise, for Gears. There is a highly controversial YouTuber. I don't know if you've heard of him, Duchess. Dutchies.
Right.
You must. Have you not heard of him?
No, I haven't. Why is he controversial?
Well, there's been a lot of drama in the Gears community recently in the past few months.
Yeah.
And he put his thoughts out there, and he got attacked by people for putting his thoughts out there.
You do.
But he's well connected though, because he's had one of the ex-developers of Gears on his channel. You know.
Oh, really?
I'll send you his YouTube link after. He goes in depth on all sorts of gear. I bet I'm probably saying his name wrong. You must have heard of him. He's been around a long time.
Right.
Yes. Duchess or something. Dutchy. I don't know how you say it properly. I'll send you a link after. I will.
Yeah, I'll have to check him out because the gear. Look, mate, I've seen it all before. I'm a member of a Gears page on Facebook, and one of the guys said, "Oh, you Nasher players are just, you're a joke. You're whinging all the time." It's like, dude.
Nasher players is where it was born.
Yeah, hello, thank you. It's like saying Call of Duty. It's like you guys with your ARs and your SMGs are a bunch of whingers. Like, well, the what? Like there are idiots out there, and they think because they're good at this broken game that they're awesome. And I think anybody based on Gears of War 5 now, besides doing Horde and Escape on just general social multiplayer, needs to go and check themselves because it's nothing to be boasting about. It's actually quite sad.
It's very sad. It's not. It's installed on mine, but I'm not sure whether to jump into Operation Free and give it a go, or just not bother.
I haven't touched or even thought of touching Gears in a long time. If I go back to any Gears, it's going to be Gears of War 3. That's the only way they're going to redeem.
I have actually installed that. Why don't you just remaster that, re-release? Because remember, you could just play Ybot, couldn't you? You'd unlock these new skins. You wouldn't have to buy them. You just unlock by playing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to be really good. So if they remastered Gears of War 3, and if you played and did certain missions to unlock certain maps and skins, it would, I shit you not, it would outsell most other games. It'd be up
that is, that suggestion has been put out there by a lot of people, even on Twitter, and people have said Gears 3 remastered would outsell Gears 5.
And 4 put together.
And 4, all of them, because it would.
If they put let's be even better here if they remastered Gears 2 and 3 in the one game and sold it for $120 with all the maps and unlockable characters. It would outsell anything, even at that price, mate. I'm serious. I know.
I would buy it. Definitely.
Oh, man, I would buy 2 copies. I kid you not. But they won't because they're.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, to be honest. I've got my own thoughts about that. Gears, we could go on another 2 hours talking about the problems there.
Yeah, then I'll go to the pub later on and drown my sorrows, mate. So I'm not doing that.
No, exactly. Anyway, have you got... What you say, sorry?
I've got a lot to do today. I don't want to go to the pub and drink myself into a stupor.
No. So, have you got any tips for people starting out or in streaming or YouTube or any tips you can give them?
Easy. Do something you enjoy. Do something you can put time into. And do something that you can handle when you get criticism from. And you'll get it. And you'll get it in the most unusual way. It happens. When you put yourself out there, you're going to cop it. So there's ways you can get around it. You can just do a video where they don't even hear or see your voice, which works for a lot of people. You just work on your gameplay. There are ways you can do it with a webcam on different games and see how you go. I mean, you've got to find that balance. But if you're not enjoying it and you're falsifying it, gamers will know. They will know, they'll see it, and they'll rip you to shreds. 100%. They love nothing better than ripping somebody down who's talking BS. And that's why you're seeing a lot of people doing reactive TV channels because they can't do anything else. So do it if you enjoy it. For me, and I did a video on it recently, Stubbs, and it was because I listened to a bit of your last podcast, was because the numbers will send you nuts. If you worry about
a very good video, and that should have more views on it than it does. Should.
And mate, some people say you aimed low. Mate, within the first year I got to my goal, which is 250 subs, because I knew my gameplay wasn't as good. I couldn't upload as much as often, and I was still finding myself and what I wanted to do. Like I played Gears, but I really enjoyed COD, but I was shit at COD, so the videos wouldn't work. So you've got to be realistic to yourself, and you've got to have set goals, and you've got to know your target market, as people say. Hence why I'm doing the Facebook thing, because I'm getting a lot more responses from Facebook than I am from any other platform. Which is,
Well,
I'm like you. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, if it's working, like go with it, you know.
Well, okay,
Because Facebook's actually in your gaming bit is growing.
it
Mixer,
is.
the amount of money Mixer spent on Ninja Shroud, all of them lot. From what I gather, Mixer hasn't grown at all. You know,
No, it's stay because of that reason, and people don't like that aggressive business. See, as much as people say Microsoft are good, they are a very, very aggressive company, and they unfortunately have a lot of money they can waste and afford to waste. Maybe people know this. They got into gaming because of Sega. They helped develop the modem for the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh,
and yeah, they were one of the first people to do that with the Sega Dreamcast. And I think it was Bill Gates reportedly said was, well, there could be money in this, and they came up with the Xbox. Yeah, so Sega helped them with the Dreamcast. Sorry, they helped Sega with the Dreamcast, the modem on that. Just the modem.
Very good console. Sega was.
To this day, they say the Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast is one of the best Soul Caliburs you get on a console.
I do actually remember that, and that was really good because a lot of people forget this. That as far as I know, in console space, Sega Dreamcast was the first to be online. I'm pretty sure it was before PlayStation 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sega was the first to be online.
When the first PlayStation came out, that blew everybody's minds. That was
I know it did. Most people forgot about Dreamcast, but that is actually what started it all. Was a Dreamcast.
Yeah, well, you know what killed the Dreamcast? It was the easiest console to pirate games on. It was the easiest.
Yeah, it was. Yes,
and sad.
It was.
Because they had some great developers like Crazy Taxi, Power Stone. My brother up in Newcastle, who lives up an hour out of Sydney, 2 hours out of Sydney, he has a Sega Dreamcast. Okay. And we crank it every now and then. And the memories. Oh, Soul Calibur and that stuff, brilliant. Like back in those days, the graphics on that thing it blew up a lot of TVs. I kid you not. But it was Microsoft that helped them with the modem. And I think the rumors go. Yeah, the rumors goes, Bill Gates goes, well, there could be money in this because people find computers too technical. What if we simplify it and put it into a console? Now, the first Xbox had some brilliant games, but I just never played online because I never thought about the online thing. And that's where Xbox Live started from.
It's crazy because I remember when people might laugh at this now, but I was playing on the Dreamcast and I was playing an online game, and I think it was what was it? It was tennis or Unreal Tournament or something.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yes,
and I thought it was amazing playing against these people were typing, because we didn't really have voice chat then, and they were saying they were from America, and I couldn't get over it.
Excuse the dog barking by people, but
I'm playing with someone in America. No, you're not. I bloody am. I couldn't get over it.
Well, that's when they had Quake and Unreal Tournament on the Dreamcast, and that's where I got into my first person shooters. Now, people Quake back in the day, that made people stop and go, wow. That Quake was great on the Dreamcast. So was Unreal Tournament. I thought you could only play them on PC, but they were good. Not as good as PC, but it was good. So yeah, that's where it started, mate. The Dreamcast was the one that set the tone, mate. It
doesn't get enough credit for the online part, though, really.
Oh, look,
because everyone says, Xbox created it all. Xbox was best in it, but they weren't first to the console.
No, well, they did a system in that. So it was Sega that came up with the idea. It was Sega that came up with the idea and just went to Microsoft. Can you help us? And Microsoft's like, wow. And then we look. Okay, so you look at the size of the original Xbox. It was 3 times, probably easy, twice the size of the Dreamcast. Easy.
Yeah, exactly. Indy's just put it would have been virtual tennis I played. Yeah. Yes, it was that as well, virtual tennis.
And don't forget, remember Virtual Fighter? Oh,
yeah, that was good. That was.
Jeez, we're showing our age here, Stubbs.
I'm not. I'm actually only 35. So.
Oh shit! Okay. Well, I'm 10 years older than you, mate. So, wow,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm only 25.
No, can I ask you a question? Did you now? In America, they call the Sega Genesis. Now, in Britain, they called it the Sega Mega Drive. What did they call it in Australia?
Mega Drive.
Mega Drive. Okay, so they did as well.
I
never understood why there was 2 different names, one for America and one for everywhere else.
There's got to be some reason there. I think it had something to. But the funny thing is, when I did a video on this when I stopped being a console fanboy. I used to be a heavy, disgusting console fanboy on the Sega days back in the day. If you played Nintendo, I'd tell you to get stuffed, right? So I did a video on this story, and it's a funny story. It's a bit of corruption here, boys and girls. I used to work in a service station where they sold petrol, okay? And this guy comes in one day and he goes, "There's a promotion. You're the only service station promoting in this whole area, and a chance to win a Super Nintendo, Super NES, and SNES." All right. So he came in at an odd hour, like 8 o'clock at night. So I hid the competition and I entered it 3 times.
Ultimate fanboy, eh?
I totally corrupted this console. Look, if Caltex find me now, I'm done, mate. This is years ago. This is before I was just on 20, right?
Yeah.
Totally forgot I did this. Then I get a call from my brother one day. He goes, "Mate, we've got this massive box of your name on it at the front of the door. What's going on here?" And I said, "I don't know what it is." He opened up and goes, "Oh, it's a Nintendo, Super NES." So I totally rigged the competition and I won. I went home, I set up, bought a couple of cartridges, and I never looked back. It was a brilliant game system. It was in its own right better than the Sega Mega Drive because it had slightly different graphics and they just had different games. I loved it. And that's when I stopped being a fanboy. That's when I realized why argue about pieces of plastic when you can own both or all three. So
exactly.
And that I'll never forget that because my boss came back 2 months later and goes, he found all the pamphlets and everything here. Like it was like seriously 4,000 tickets to enter this thing. I took 2 off and I threw the rest. I hid the rest. I didn't throw them away because I don't know why I didn't throw it away, but I hid it. So anyway, because my plan was to bridge show it again a couple of days later. So I had a couple of days head start. But I went away on holidays, didn't I? So it was like months later. And corruption. Don't do this at home, kiddies. But that's how I changed my persona on being one's better than the other. And people ask me at work, which is better? Which is better? And I say, depending on what you want to play, depending where you are in the world, and depending who it's for. And they go, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, if it's for kids, the more user-friendly one is Xbox. And more importantly, it's easier to go through the time limit you can set on Xbox and also the social limit. So you can now go to Xbox, and I think you can do it in PlayStation, but it's not as easy. But you can do it on Xbox now. Go to your profile, and you can set that only a certain age limit can communicate with the person playing this game at a certain time almost. So if they're above 15 or 16, they can't, and you can set it that nobody above 15 or 16 can talk to your son. You can do that. Or you can take total contact out of them and they just play the game. You can also set a time limit on it, 2 hours a day, and the Xbox will turn off and do that. So that's a bit of user-friendly for the parents out there. Here in Australia, I say Microsoft all the way because we've got better customer service. We have better connection here for our consoles because Sony goes off the rented servers which are already here. We have the Asura servers, one in Sydney and one in Queensland. They might put another one in. So our connection's better here in Australia now. In Japan, I'd say PlayStation 100%. Don't even look at Xbox.
Yeah, I mean in Japan.
Major Asian countries, actually, yes.
Everyone thinks PlayStation dominates and Nintendo dominates. Mobile dominates the gaming market, actually. And that is why you might find the xCloud is doing very well in South Korea.
Is it?
Yeah, so the program's doing very because you got to think that country, and well, basically, let's just have it right. Asia, Japan, South Korea, China, they all have amazing internet.
They do.
And the xCloud, you don't have to have as long as you can sign up for the beta. Xbox claim that the program is doing very, very well in South Korea. And they've made the xCloud so you don't have to use an Xbox controller. You can use any controller you literally want to, a PlayStation controller. Because it was sad. At XO19, people in the crowd booed when they put, "You can use PlayStation controllers." I thought it was sad. But yeah, you can use xCloud. I think it's part of the... I know it's an option. I think it's part of the plan to try and take a little bit of the Asian market. I don't know how they're going to do it, but because they like mobile, you see, tablets, so they can just use a controller and play all the games. But I think it's part of Xbox's plan. You don't have to buy a console. You got this xCloud here, and their internet's amazing. It's not like here in Britain.
Oh God, and our internet here is like seriously, it's like a potato. Like
well,
I'm happy with it, but
what's your speed then?
what's that?
What's your speed?
So at the moment, my download speeds anywhere between 87 to 90 megabytes per second.
And why is it like a
Upload,
potato then?
no,
Compared to South Korea, it is, yeah.
yeah, but I pay a fair bit for that, right? So I pay
Okay.
seriously, I pay close to $90 a month for that. Whereas in America, if you pay that much for internet, you're pretty much getting 100 down, 100 up. Now, see, the difference is
I pay for my net.
how much do you pay for yours?
I get 70 up, 70 down, and about 10 to 15 up. I only paid 25 quid a month.
There you go. That's the difference.
Unlimited. But in America, the problem is in America is what they have is net neutrality got removed. So a lot of the people, I know gamers in America that are paying $100 plus a month. They have to pay an extra fee just to get the speed they're actually asked for, because they can't be stopped because the president and the government didn't stop net neutrality being taken away. So everyone's in the same speed lane. So
in America,
it's going to get worse if we don't stop it.
Yeah, and I think in America, I know what America has.
Mates have got 500 up, 500 down, but it depends if you can afford that. Yeah,
exactly. But in America, they have what your download speed is the same as your upload speed. It's like 50-50, something like that. We concentrate more on download, not the upload.
The upload's important too for streaming and content uploading. They don't realise that, do they?
No, they don't. And
or they do, or just can't be asked. Basically,
look, I love my upload speed. That sounds so wrong, and it might seem small, but like I said to you earlier on, like a 10-minute video used to take me 4 hours, and now it takes me 6 minutes, and it's up there, thumbnail ready to go, and the quality's better. So for me, it's like, wow, it's like an epiphany, But net neutrality. Like I will say this, I'm happy about our government here is we have our different suppliers, but the people that put the cables in, they're contracted by a company called NBN Co, which is basically an Australian company. They control that much, which
BT. We've got BT here. They basically control. Like there was a big deal got rolled Britain out into fibre. Air quotes fibre. My internet has copper in it and fibre. It's a mix. It's a cheap way of doing internet. Instead of doing it end to end, which it should be, but then there's a company called Virgin Media.
Yeah, all right.
And they're not where I live. They're not allowed in.
Really?
Because they're not allowed to use because they've got to use their own diamond. They use Virgin use only fibre cable. They're not allowed to use BT's cable. They don't. The two companies do not get on with each other, and that they're the only. But say I've got Sky Internet, but in reality I've got BT, and the phone lines are owned by BT. You see, so BT rent them to different internet providers, but they're called their own service provider. But when you get an engineer come, we're sending you a Sky engineer. It's not. It's a bloke from BT coming to do it. But
he just changes his shirt.
It ends up being cheaper though. I'll go through Sky, but it's that kind of situation. I mean,
it's good for us though, mate, because
exactly.
If we didn't have our way,
I'll tell you what will kill it. Ybot
is
this 5G. 5G you can go up to 1 terabyte a second.
Yeah.
In America, I have heard there are states in America fighting for 5G not to be implemented because obviously they've got some political or money agenda. They don't want it in. It will damage the weather system and stuff like that just to not implement 5G.
We got to look into that, mate. You look how hot your modems get and their Wi-Fi. Like, let's think about that. And look, let's not be naive. We had NBN problems here for so long. It got withheld for a while, and the rumor was because Foxtel was our only cable service here. They didn't want Netflix or anything to come through because Netflix is cheaper than Foxtel. So is Prime and all these streaming services. And now everybody has a console. And people didn't understand that my old TV, I've got a TV, it's an LG Scar. It's over 10 years old now. It's 11 years old. But when I play Netflix movies through my PlayStation 4, it looks just like any of the new TVs. That's the power of that software. And so the rumor was Rupert Murdoch didn't want NBN put in as quick as he did because he'd go to these millions of dollars from Foxtel.
Oh, I could believe that.
Because you pay $50 a month for Foxtel and you get shit with ads, whereas you can pay $17 a month on Netflix here and you can share it on 2 to 3 different devices. Permanent entertainment, watch it when you want, no ads, and they upscale old movies. So it's like no brainer to go with that one, mate. Netflix all the way. Yeah.
But no, it's been a very good show tonight. And it's been a very, very good conversation, it has.
Well, I hope I've been entertaining, Stubbs.
Definitely. I mean, it's been more of a kind of overall gaming and content curation, which has been very, very good. People seem to have been enjoying it in the chat, you know.
Oh, good.
And
good.
So, it's been really good, actually. I really enjoyed it. I mean, this is the longest stubzcast for 1 hour, 55 minutes at the moment.
Wow.
We have.
I do love the chat, Stubbs. I do love the chat, mate. You know me. When it's about gaming, I can chat for hours.
Oh, definitely. No, thanks for coming on. Do you want to give your stuff a plug? Because it's going to go on to Spotify and all the podcast networks as well. I have linked all your stuff in the description as well.
Definitely. All right. Well, starting off with my YouTube channel, I will be doing my 7-year anniversary video coming up. I bought a new camera for that. I'll be talking about the 7 years of YouTube I've been doing. I will be doing more YouTube videos. I aim to do 2 or at least 1 YouTube video a week. And I'm mainly streaming on Facebook at the moment. And there's a link in there. I stream on Facebook pretty much most nights here in Australia. I do have a bit of a busy social life at the moment, but I do like streaming. So you'll see a lot of that. And it's the character. The one thing I aim for all my media and all my outlets is to show people the extraordinary and bizarre world of online gaming and the characters you meet. And some of the people I play Call of Duty with at the moment are from the country and so forth in Australia, and they are characters. So if you want to hear some unusual conversations and great gameplay, definitely watch my stream. Trust me, people, I've got some great gamers on there. Not me so much, more the people I play with. So, and that's what I do. That's my content. I like to bring what happens on the online to the mainstream world to show them a little bit why so many people are into gaming and how good the gaming community can be and are. That's it.
Definitely. Everyone needs to drop a subscription to Ybot and a follow on Facebook.
Oh, yes.
Most definitely. But no, it's been a cracking conversation, it has.
Mate, it's been an honor to be on your podcast. I love it. I'd like to do it again if you want to.
We'll have to sort it out sometime. We will. Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. Mate, this has been awesome. I've loved this. It's been awesome. It's been really good. Good start to my weekend, actually. Can't wait to start gaming again.
Yeah, it's Friday here. It's Saturday there.
I got to do some shopping, but trust me, people, I'll be jumping back online and fragging and tagging. Then I'll be streaming later on tonight. Trust me, I've got to go out tonight. Got a bit of a date tonight, but then after the date, I'll come back and do some streaming.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
So, all right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Indie Gamer, UK Daz, the whole crew tuning in as always. I know it was on a Friday this time. Next time it'll be on a Saturday. It will be. It's all good though.
Wow.
I never.
It's a time difference, mate. That's the only thing.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't mind moving it for when people can do it. It's not a problem, you know.
No.
So right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. And I'll see you. I'll post the next details of the next show up soon. It might be a couple of weeks before it happens again. So, right, thanks everyone.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you.
Stubz Gaming out.